Yes, people. Welcome back to the True City Fan TV. Welcome back to another weekly therapy. I hope everyone is doing well. And I hope everyone has. Um, what's going on in this? What's going on here? One sec. Right, yeah, I think it's just fine. Yeah, I hope everyone has the time to settle down from the weekend result against them lots down the road. I was watching some of the reactions online. I was watching some of the spates, some of the streams. Yeah, everyone was kind of saying the same thing. A lot of people had different opinions, which is fair enough, to be honest. At the end of the day, this is football, and everyone has their own opinion. We all watch the game differently, but the results is the same. But yeah, Tuesday. We've got it's my day off. I was, I was just planning to have a chill day. To be fair, the niece is out. She went to do some food shopping. It's just me and my little lad, and yeah, got me cup of tea. Um, yeah, what was just planning to have a chill day today up until the match later on. Was either just watching some series or play some football manager. And then I just decided, right, let's have a chat with the mob, with the sit community, have a little stream, half an hour stream. Just kind of hear your thoughts, what you guys feeling about tonight, and what you guys made of the weekend. Not just about the Man City game, but more also the Arsenal result, which was a draw against Forest, but also the Villa loss against Everton at home. Um, to be fair, I expected Arsenal to drop points against Forest. I think in the last stream I mentioned that we have to win our next game. We have to win against United because Arsenal are going to drop points against Forest. But we couldn't capitalize, could we? So and we are now 4 Premier League games without a win, 3 draws, 1 loss. We drew against um, Sunderland away, which is a tough away ground to go. We took on the chin, we accepted, and then we played back-to-back home games. New Year's Day, we played Chelsea, 1-1. A Chelsea team that hadn't had any manager. It was under 21 manager that came to the Etihad with the team completely depleted at the back, and we couldn't take our chances. And then we played Brighton at home. Same result, 1-1, missed chances. And then we went to the derby. No energy, no fight spirits in us. No one seems to be bothered in running. We were just walking on a pitch, and if we were completely honest with ourselves, we got what we deserved. We got what we deserved. They were better than us. They outplayed us. They outrun us. They outfought us. So in the end, a defeat was probably a fair result. And if we are completely honest, we should have probably lost by more than 2 goals. So yeah, but the team is now in Bodø. We play in Bodø Glimt tonight in the Champions League, and I think we've got 2 more games left. We've got this one, then we've got the last game against Galatasaray. So if you win tonight, we're pretty much qualified into the next round. We are in I think we're going to be in the top eight, which is something that we want to do to avoid that, avoid an extra match in February. Um, so yeah, you have to win tonight. But big up everyone in the chat. Big up Herbal MCFC. Yeah, make sure you drop the likes, subscribe to the channel, help the channel grows, and help the content as well. Big up Bradley. After this season, Pep has to leave. I don't get if he wins a trophy this season. I'm tired of this nonsense. Um, I think if he doesn't win a trophy, he needs to go, in my opinion. But if he does, then I don't see why he goes, to be fair. At the end of the day, what keeps you in the job is a trophy. If he lifts the title, uh, well, depend on the trophy. Are you saying Carabao Cup only? Would you be happy if he wins the Carabao Cup, and not any other trophy? Or if he win the cup double, and let's say, for example, we don't win the league, which is unlikely. It's likely, to be fair. I don't think we win the league. Um, but we're still in all four competition. Champions League, I don't think we are good enough to win the Champions League. Um, if you're completely honest, I don't think our squad is good enough to win the Champions League, and I don't think we've got the legs and the fighting spirit to go all the way through in the Champions League. The Premier League, from my opinion, is done. I think if that was Liverpool, yeah, if Liverpool was in the same position as Arsenal, yeah, Liverpool would have been 11 points ahead of us by now. Arsenal just the problem with this, yeah, what pisses off even more. Arsenal is not even that good, and we are very, very poor. Do you know what I mean? Like it baffles me. But yeah, if he wins the cup double, yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. If he wins the cup double, i.e., the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, whatever, whether we don't win the Champions League or the Premier League, I'll be happy. But if it's just the Carabao Cup, then I'm not. Yeah, and but I think I just think it's time. In my opinion, I've been saying that for quite a while, and there's nothing that to do with Pep itself. I think just football goes past everyone, whether you're a player or a manager, and I think the man is tired. I think he just needs a rest. Same way people say Bernardo Silva needs a rest. I think same way you say players they're tired, they're not damp them players anymore. We need to be replaced and whatnot. Same goes for the manager. It's not he is not the same. He hasn't got that fire that he used to have years ago. And so that's why we want change. Just 1 second, let me just check one thing. I'll be back in a minute. Sorry about that. Where was I? Yeah, I was saying that the same way you view players, they go past their best. It happens with the manager, even the best of the best. Like it happened to Ancelotti, it happened to Mourinho, it happened to Sir Alex Ferguson. The day will come, man. The day will come, and you can tell like it's no longer the same Pep as you used to. Do you know what I mean? Like the Pep that we used to like. You used to make tough decisions. Do you know what I mean? You used to make tough decisions. The old Pep would not have allowed players to be putting poor performances after poor performance and keep them in the starting 11. It would never happen. We've seen KDB being benched, Gundo being benched when they're not performing, Mara's being benched. Do you know what I mean? Bernardo Silva being benched. Do you know what I mean? Uh, and we don't see that. Like, we see players, yeah, playing, like, producing poor and poor performance week in, week out. And they're always in the starting 11. You can't tell me to now and say, oh, there's no replacement on the bench. Yes, there is a replacement on the bench. He just doesn't trust them. Do you know what I mean? He just doesn't trust them. Like, you can't tell me that you got there in the summer, get Nori, yeah, you start him in the Club World Cup. He was playing well, he was putting decent cross in the box, overlapping. He started the league against Wolves, he played well. He started against Spurs, we were playing well up until he got injured, and then he comes back, you play Nefanaki as a left back ahead of him. You can't even before the AFCON. Nora was fit for 2 months. He wasn't getting a sniff. Do you know what I mean? O'Reilly was running in fumes. He was running out of gas. If you look at that Chelsea equaliser at the Etihad, go and watch O'Reilly. He couldn't run anymore because there were games where he could have managed the squad a bit better, i.e., making subs. West Ham at home, the game was done after the 64th minute, 69th minute, when we scored the third goal. Get O'Reilly off, put 8-0 in there, get one of the centre halves off. Don't let them finish 90 minutes. You've got centre halves in Gusanov. You could have get Diaz some rest. You could get Vardy some rest, but nothing. It was just playing 90 minutes after 90 minutes every 3 days. And you all wonder why they're all now injured. They're all tired. Do you know what I mean? It's this the squad management has been really, really poor. The rotation has been poor. Oh, but he rotates against Leverkusen. He didn't rotate, he changed the team. That's not rotation. Rotation is keep the core of the team and add and make 3 changes. Do you know what I mean? If you keep Vardy, play Vardy and Kusanov, get Diaz some rest, get Ruben Diaz some rest. Do you know what I mean? Add 8 Nori and give O'Reilly some rest alongside. If you add 8 Nori alongside Diaz and Vardy, yeah, you give O'Reilly's a rest, and then next game you can add Kusanov ahead of Diaz, or Kusanov ahead of Nunes. Do you know what I mean? Add Reinders to give some break, give some time off for Bernardo. Do you know what I mean? You changing pieces. I mean, all across the team. You don't change your like rotation is not changing the whole complete in 11, include the goalkeeper. What he done against Leverkusen. But yeah, uh, pick up Blauer. Uh, is it? Oh, do you mean Blue Mond? I think he meant Blue Mond. Yeah, big up yourself. I hope you're well, mate. Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Just chilling. I have me cup of tea. We need to start winning games, yeah, man. Especially in the Premier League, and especially in the Premier League, we have to start winning games. I agree because I was having a look at last season. We haven't really improved that much in terms of Premier League result. We improved in the cups. We are in pretty much 1 foot into the final in the Carabao Cup, but in the Premier League, the Champions League, we have improved massively compared to last season because at this stage we were playing PSG. Yeah, yeah, that game against PSG was on a Wednesday. We playing today, Tuesday, but at this stage, game week 7 in the Champions League, we were playing PSG. We were 2-0 up at half time, and they turned the game around 4-2. And when we were winning, PSG was completely out of the Champions League, but they won. Well, when they turned the game around, I think we were sitting 21st or 20th in the table, somewhere around that. But this season we have improved massively in the Champions League and the Carabao Cup. We're through to the next round in the FA Cup, just like as last season. Last season, I think we played Salford. We won 8-0. We played Salford in the first round. In our first FA Cup game, we won 8-0 at the Etihad, and this time we played Exeter and we won 10-1. So there's definitely improvements in the competition, but in the Premier League, I don't think there has been much of improvement. Yeah, because we've played 22 games, we won 13, we've drawn 4, and we've lost 5. 13 wins, 4 draws, 5 losses. Last season, 22 games played, we won 11. So we won this season, we won two more games. So 13, 11 the last season, 13 this season. We drew 4 this season. Last season with 22 games, we've drawn 5. And we've lost 5 games this season out of 22. Last season out of 22, we've lost 6. So when you look at in the grand scheme of things, we really haven't improved that massively. Yeah, you can say, oh, the performance is a bit different. Even last season, we had some cracking performance. Chelsea in the first game of the season. Remember, we went to Stamford Bridge away. Doku and Savio cooking, and Haaland, and West Ham away, West Ham at home, Ipswich. We had some decent games. I think what people are saying more is that the big games that we won, i.e., Liverpool at home, the Dortmund at home, they were very, very good performance. Even the Bournemouth at home, 3-1, they were very, very good performance. But when you look at like Brighton, Newcastle, Villa, Sunderland, do you know what I mean? They are a reminiscent of pretty much last season, especially the Newcastle and the Aston Villa game. Do you know what I mean? So we have to improve our results in the league. And right now, we've won. I think we've won 1 in 6 in the Premier League. Yeah, is it 1 in 6? Just check the results. Because if it that was 1 in 13, you need to remember that even during the 1 in 13, there was a lot of draws. I know there was the defeat against Spurs as well, but there was bare draws in them. And yeah, 1 in 5. We've won 1 in 5, which was Forest on the 27th of December. So we haven't really, yeah, we need to start picking up points in the Premier League, man. Because the good thing is everyone around us are pretty much shit. Do you know what I mean? Liverpool is shit, can't win a game. Aston Villa lost. Man United is sat in 5th with 38 points. Like 38 points out of 22 games. This league is dusted, man. Do you know what I mean? It's dusted. All right. I'd say it's a great job, mate. I'm fully expect our biggest humiliation ever tonight after the disgrace at the weekend. See, I'm very concerned about Bodø Glimt because I was watching some of their games yesterday. No, I was watching extended highlights, and they play in transition. They sit back and play in counter attack and watch, and they use the fullbacks alongside the wingers. So that's pretty much what United has done to us. So it's not going to be an easy game, and we're playing on a pitch where it's like on the link low division grounds. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to be a very tough game. Um, Big up Jesse. Do you think we got a chance today? I mean, the scores. I'm pretty sure he's going to make some. We're going to rotate the team a bit because of the game of the weekend, which is Wolves, which we have to win. I don't know. It kind of depends on the side he puts out because he said Mamouche wouldn't be available, but we're seeing video clips that Mamouche is is there and is training. Um, but yeah, do we have that many options to in terms of players? We go Haaland, Doku, um, Bernardo's not there. Do you play Makado on the wing? I would. Then midfield, do you go Rodri, Reinders, Cherky? At the back, we can go Eight Nori. Or do you play O'Reilly midfield? Because when O'Reilly played in midfield against Newcastle, he played well. So I was expecting him to in a derby to play O'Reilly alongside Rodri, not to go with the same midfield three that hasn't been working in the past few games. Do you know what I mean? So that's another red flag to when people are saying, "Oh, we need to play Roger and Iko G together." He's not going to be playing them two together because he said it. I think it was pretty um pretty barely in the press conference when he said, "I don't like to play with two defensive minded players in midfield." So I would going to the derby. I was like, okay, put Nori as a left back and put Rodri and Nico Riley midfield. That way, you've got the physicality in the legs, and the pace from Nico Riley to help out Rodri. And if you've got Chaikin in behind to help with the creativity, and you've got Nico Riley in there who can also very good going forwards. But now he just decided to go with two players that can run and can't defend as a fullback, and he went to the same midfield profile, which was Roger Bernardo and Foden. And listen, we all know what I think from minute 10, we kind of knew what the scoreline is going to be. Listen, and 2-0 really flattered us. I want the second Champions League. Yeah, same man, same. Why do you feel when winning today? The order is so negative. Yeah. So that listen, I think we can win, but I just said that I was watching some of the highlights, and I think the way they play is the way Man United was playing on the weekend, and it's kind of the same what we've been facing and struggling against, which is a team that sit back and hits us on the break. Unless we do the same to them, which we did against. If you look when we played um, Brentford at home, not Brentford, was it? No, not Brentford. It was Bournemouth at home. We were inviting pressure and we were playing the ball over the top. That's the best way to get. That's the best way to play and get the best out of these players, because when you play this U-shaped football and get the ball all the time to the wings, these players struggle because the last few games we kind of see the old Doku, which is a touchline wing, and ask him to beat 3-2 man, and he's struggling when Doku was playing more in central areas. We were getting the best out of him with his passes, and he was dribbling. And I think Cherky was also playing more central, and it was working, man. It was working, but he seems to be reversing back to what he wants, which is touchline wingers and the fullbacks inverting. Do you know what I mean? Whilst when you could also argue that Nunes not being there, it kind of changing things, but one player cannot change the way you want to play. If fullbacks going up and down the pitch and your wingers going inside, and the absence of one player cannot change the entire system. You have to adapt. Pep got the touches done, and it's gone with major trophies. I was about to play a clip here. I think I found this clip on Next, and I'm going to play it. I'm not sure. I think I can play. I can play without getting done with copyrights. I think I can play. It's this clip. Yeah, Pep was kind of highlighting the importance of playing through the middle rather than go out wide, and he said that many coaches play out wide to avoid opponent's counter attack, and be very careful about playing the ball through the middle. And then he said your players can lose the ball through the middle and suffer a counter attack and consider goal. But what do you do next? Do you change it, or do you coach your players until they get that nailed on? And if you look at in Pep's 9 years tenure, we were always a team that plays through the middle. Even before Pep with Yaya and David Silva, but we're talking about Pep's tenure here. We had David Silva and KDB, which the game was going through them, and Fernandinho. The game was just going through them the entire game. And when the game goes out wide, is when we score with San and Sterling. And then we had Gundo and KDB. Same through the middle. KDB would just spread the ball and bring that creativity in our games. And then we went with KDB. No, we went with Foden and Alvarez for half a season. Then KDB came back. We went with Foden and KDB. Again, the game was going through the middle for Foden and KDB. Now, the past 2 seasons, we seems to be play out wide constantly to our wingers. To get the ball to Doku, Doku will make something. Get the ball to Savio, hope he can make something. We don't play through the middle anymore, and that is a detrimental of the profile that he picks in midfield. I.e., you can't play if you play Bernardo Silva in midfield, he won't create anything because he simply must done. He's simply done. He is not that player anymore. And Foden needs other players to get the ball to him so he can make something happen. So he needs a player next to him that can create for him so he can make something happen. It's mind blowing, man. Yeah, I'm gonna share the clip so you all can see it on set. Once it's finished loading, it's been loading for. Oh no, it's loading now. We're gonna watch Pep. Yeah. I think I can share this on here. One sec. Let me just have a look. Just screen. Yeah, this is Pep. Yeah. Let me just see if I can because he speaks quite fast. To be fair.
Dice, para que no hagan contraataque, cuidado a pasar el balón por dentro. Claro, de afuera. Entonces, le van a dar cuenta, cuidado, está la compra. Entonces, si no quieres caer por dentro, la pases fuera. Pero es imposible jugar bien si el balón no pasa por dentro. Claro. Sí. Imposible. Tú puedes ganar, no jugar. Pero todas las recepciones de la gente de delante, cuando el balón viene por dentro, vienen perfiladas. Todas vienen así para atacar. Cuando vienen sin pasar por el medio, todas vienen frontales, con el defensa aquí, donde tú no tienes nada que hacer. Al riesgo de perderla, si la pierdes estando abierto, amigo, déjame. Tú decides. Lo que decíamos de entrenadores. Tú decides, amigo. Tú eres entrenador. Toma ese riesgo, no te vas a riesgo. Porque vas a ir por dentro y vas a perder los balones. Irás a casa y dirás, qué puta mierda. No quiero porque me han hecho gol. Irás el martes y dirás, ¿cambio o insisto? Claro, ahí está.
last season we were losing the ball quite a lot in midfield. Yeah, and we were getting done in a counter. But I think what happened last season, it changed him to a point where he completely abandoned his old philosophy and decided to bring different profile of players to play in transition, which is the way forward. Fair enough, but we change our style in certain games. It works for 3-4 games, and then now the last few games, he seems to go back to his tippy tappy football, U-shaped football, side to side, get on the byline cross, side to side, get on the byline cross. Like we've had opportunities in that Manchester derby to get the ball quick in a counter, but we will always seems to play the ball back to the goalkeeper and restart the build up. And I was like, brother, I there was a clip. If you guys are on next, yeah, and if you seen the clip where Thierry Henry was showing, where we were kind of playing the ball backwards all the time to inviting Man United. I was like, brother, we are at the edge of their box. Why are we going back to our goalkeeper? Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, I it's mental, man. He said it, yeah. They will make a mistake, but you got like we haven't been playing through the middle, and I get it. If you want to change so much transition, you change it, which is fine because it suits the players that we have. But don't go and reverse back to TP tap football, side to side, backwards, which is something that wasn't working last year. Obviously, it won't work this year, mate. Do you know what I mean? I think it will be a bit tricky tonight. Holding in an actual turf, they might cause us. Yeah, it's going to be a very very difficult game tonight. Um. Oh, Ryan, nah, brother. If we draw to Wolves, yeah, bro, your heads are gonna roll, man. Yeah, heads are gonna roll. If Marmoush is fit to play, yes, I would play Marmoush without a doubt. We need to move on from Pep. Um, get a hungry coach. If I lose, it should be my coach who wasn't experienced, not proud. Akin needs to leave in January. Send the regulars on loan somewhere. But the problem is, why do you? Yeah, Rico Lewis won't go out on loan because Pep likes him and he feels like he's going to be playing a lot of minutes. Because at the end of the day, if you look, Rico Lewis is probably looking at players like McAtee that went to Forest not getting game time. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, um, I came across this tweet here. Um, I came across this tweet and I would like to share it with you. It's mind blowing to how these people actually. I don't know what goes on through these people's head. Yeah, let me share this tweet. Yeah, he said, I would give Pep a lifetime contract for what he's done for us, and us if he wanted one. If he's past it and we never win again, so be it. Right. This is a problem. This is a we've got a mindset problem here. Because whilst Pep but whilst Pep is the greatest manager that we've ever had, we cannot sat here and said, I'm happy to have him for my entire life, even if we don't win anything. This is just we always banter Arsenal bottle job mentality, loser mentality. This is a loser mentality because you cannot sat there Watch Carl do an interview at the beginning of the season where he said, "I want win and win and win." You were all happy. You were sharing them tweets, them video clips. My chairman, top club. This is why we are biggest. And you sat there. The moment the result doesn't go against the moment the result goes against yourself, and the manager gets criticized, you cannot sat there and said, "I'm happy to not win anything as long as Pep stays here for my entire life." This is the mindset. And this tweet, yeah, it got like 200 odd likes, and people in the comments, they would agree with that. I'm like, well, we won't have to wait much longer for the alternative. It's going to be hilarious. Watch, I can't even read, to be fair. I, I'm like, I would love nothing more for him to sign a 5-year contract, shut this contract down. It's like, yeah, like, is that really what people are thinking? That Manchester City would not exist after Pep. People standing there and say it's going to be worse with Pep goes. How do you know that? How do you know it? Was it worse before Pep, or we were winning trophies? Do you honestly believe that if a new manager comes in, let's say for example, if Company or Hansi Flick comes in with the resources that we provide to every single manager and the Sheikh Mansour, because let's face it, every single manager that we had on the Sheikh Mansour, they were backed heavily. Do you think that if we get a new manager, i.e. Company or Hansi Flick or whatever the manager is, with the resources that we have, you can get players in any transfer window? Do you think we will get worse? Really? With the academy that we have, the facilities, training pitch, like all these scoutings, data analysts and whatnot available for them. Really? Come on, man. What we doing here? Everything has an expiring date. Yeah. Like even the greatest, Mourinho, Mourinho, Ancelotti. We've gone through this list. Do you know what I mean? Even Johan Cruyff. Johan Cruyff, the last 2 seasons at Barcelona, he didn't win anything. He had to go. And that's a guy who's got a statue outside the Barcelona stadium. Do you know what I mean? Right. If you look at it, even at Pep's last season at Barcelona, when he left, yeah, Jose Mourinho adapted a way to beat him, which is counter-attack football. Bale, Ronaldo, Benzema, or Higuain, Ozil, yeah, counter-attack. And he didn't have an answer for that because he was sticking to his philosophy. Even at Bayern Munich, the season he left, he faced Ancelotti Real Madrid. It was no Zidane's Real Madrid. Was it Zidane or Ancelotti? Was one of them too. The easiest way to play Bayern Munich was in transition, and the easiest way to beat this Man City side is in transition. Why? Because he's not going to change his way. He will change his approach 1 or 2 games, but the overall picture suggests that he will always revert back to his old philosophy because this is the way he wants to be viewed. His team, or his teams to be viewed in the entire world. They want people to watch his team the way he wants to play, which is fine because he's a manager. At the end of the day, he implements what he wants. But when something hasn't been working for months and you found a formula that was working and you decide to completely abandon that to go back to what he wants, which he wasn't working in the first place, that's insanity. Do you know what I mean? Ah. Yeah, yeah. Nuri won't play today, also he will start O'Reilly. No, ain't Nuri has to play. Ain't Nuri has to play. Um, just needs to stay focused. Yeah, we are, man. City win. Yeah, Bodø Glimt tonight. Bodø Glimt tonight. I think we can get a result there. I think we can get a win. It's going to be interesting to see what the lineup is going to be, because as soon as the lineup on the Saturday came out, I said we'll be lucky to get a draw. I said that we're going to lose. Just by the lineup, and it's been like that for quite a while. We all kind of know the outcome when we get the lineups out. So we're gonna see. We're gonna wait and see about the lineup. Right. Let's talk about Matt Guehi, man. Matt Guehi has been announced by Man City, a centre half, to help us in our injury crisis. 20 million pounds fee to Crystal Palace. He's going to be wearing the number 15. I think we all kind of knew that we were signing him. To be fair, consider the injuries that we have in the back line. I think this is a very good signing. Well, I hope this is a good signing. I'm not going to sat here and say that I've watched Crystal Palace, or I watch Crystal Palace week in, week out. But I watch England quite a lot, believe it or not. Even in friendlies, I watch England quite a lot. I like the national team. I like the national team for some reason. And he's been quite impressive ever since he's been starting for England week in, week out. So I think it's going to be a good addition to our back line. He's young, 25-year-old, good experience. He's been captain for Crystal Palace for quite a while. He's an English international. He's a homegrown. He doesn't need to adapt to the league or adapt to the culture or the weather. So it's going to be quite interesting. I think he will start against Wolves. He needs to start alongside Kusanov, in my opinion. I don't want to see him starting alongside Ake in any way, shape, or form. So it's going to be quite interesting signing, and I think it's going to be quite interesting to watch on against Wolves. But yeah, Martin Guehi has been announced. 20 million pounds. It's been reported that he's going to be on 300 grand a week. Some reports says it's 200, but at the end of the day, who cares? As long as we are improving our squad, and as long as we're improving our back line. So when is Nikoji coming back? I think he's coming back against Wolves. I don't think his injury is a major injury, so hopefully I don't think he will start. Was he traveling today? I don't think he traveled today. I haven't really checked. I don't think he was traveling today. Well, hopefully he's coming back against Wolves. Makeda didn't travel. Oh, really? Why not? I thought he was in I thought he was in on them pictures. To be fair. So yeah, what I want everyone to drop your starting the lineup in the comments. What do you reckon we can go? Let me just see if I can bring the lineup builder. Let's have a look. Because it's going to be very interesting to see who plays. So yeah, I sound like Trent. No, man. Most new sign kind of the right players doesn't suit the base position triangle diamond whatever anymore. Yeah, see that's the problem. We are recruiting a completely different profile to what the manager's trying to do. Unless he's really willing to change, which it remains to be seen. So yeah, This is what it is. Happy clappers don't like criticizing anything. Players was more to blame in that derby than Pep. Yeah, listen, I kind of agree to an extent because at the end of the day, you don't really need your manager to motivate you in the Manchester derby. You don't. It's the derby. You don't even need training section. So the fact that Bolden was coming out and said that we didn't know what Man United is going to do. We haven't. It's a new manager. We haven't really watched many clips. That's a lot of bullets. That's a lot of bullshit, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's a lot of bullshit because you don't need to watch any clip when you're facing Man United. You wake up, you put in your head is the derby, and you go for it. Do you know what I mean? So, um, yeah, we've been crying for the physical midfield since 4 in a row, but it's not been prioritized. Shake my head. And it's not like we don't have the profiles for it. We do have, because we've got Nico Riley in there. If Eight Nord is your left back, you put Nico Riley in midfield alongside Rodri. Or you've got, if you want to give one, or Nico Riley alongside Nico Gonzalez, if you don't want to play Rodri and Nico G together. And then you've got your creative midfielder. Or if you want to play Kusanov as a right back, you can play Nunes in midfield. But the manager doesn't seem to he's not willing to do that, is it? So yeah. Right. Starting 11. Who would you go in goal? Do you start Donnarumma or would you go with Trafford? I think it's pretty much not question. We start our number one because without him, it could have been 6. Donnarumma in goal. Left back, right back. Is he gonna play Rico Lewis again? Is he gonna play Rico Lewis again? Or who would you play a right back? Because Bodø, the thing, Bodø Glimt, yeah, even Bodø Glimt manager, they look at that game, they probably watch United and Brighton game, yeah, and they're like, okay, we know how to get into these guys, yeah. Brian, what's going on there, lads? Don't sound like Trent me, lads. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. If we don't get new midfield, brother, we're not gonna get any more signings in this month. I think we just save the money for the summer. Right. Rico. I think Rico will start. Because let's face it, he's one of the smartest players I've ever managed, guys. He's so smart. You ask a lot of players in our team, which position do you want to play? They'll say striker, midfielder. Rico he's a football player. He can play everywhere, guys. He can play everywhere. No doubt about that. Centre halves, Kusanov, he will definitely play. Ake, I think he will play Ake. And left back, I would go for Eight Nori. Again, just look when you look at this back four, yeah, and you see Rico Lewis in there. I'm like, do you know what I mean? What did we do to deserve that, brother? Just sell this guy, man. Rico Lewis is not. I don't even think Rico Lewis would start for Wolves. Do you know what I mean? I don't even think he would start for Wolves. I, man. Do you know what? Yeah. Um. Right. Would you? Do you know what? Yeah. I would. I would. Yeah. If I were Pep against tonight, I would go like that. Um. Is it Eleni? Right, Matt Eleni. If I were Pep, I would go like that tonight. All right. I would go like that. Kusanova right back, Eleni Nake, and ignore it. Do you know what I mean? If Nori is pushing higher up the pitch, then you can have your three at the back that you like to build up with. Do you know what I mean? So this guy doesn't need to go up and down the pitch. Only Nori has the license. Then you've got the pace of Kusanov and Max to support Ake. That's what I would go with. That back four. And then in midfield, I would go O'Reilly. I don't think Roger will start this game. He played 90 minutes against United. I don't think Pat will risk him. I would go O'Reilly. I would go Reinders. And I would go Cherky. I would go Cherky. And I will ask Reinders to help out O'Reilly in there. And I would push Cherky a bit further forward. Here, that's where things become a bit interesting. I would go ISO Speed and the Belgian ISO Speed alongside Marmouche. Well, to be fair, I think Haaland will play because it's his hometown and whatnot. I think he will play Haaland and he needs to score and he needs to start scoring because we need his goal. And on the here, I would go. Ooh, who's available? Who is available? Yeah, man, he's the Belgian ISO Speed, bro. Right. Who starts as who starts on the left? Who would you start on the left? Yeah. Yeah, Foden. Yeah. I think I think start Foden there. Yeah. Yeah, I would start Foden there. Maybe, yeah, I would start Foden. Do you know what I mean? The problem we have with this formation, if you ask O'Reilly to go up and down the pitch, then we kind of need someone different to Doku on that on the right on the left hand side. Only because you're gonna need to have someone which is more defensive minded player that could help Nori when it comes down to the defensive duty. So, but I'm quite happy. I think we can get the win. And I don't want to see Rico Lewis play for this football club ever again. He's a scrub. Yeah. Kusanova right back, Eleni and Ake. Nori as a left back. O'Reilly midfield alongside Reinders. Cherky or Foden, whatever. Yeah. And then that's what we should go with. Yeah. He's got 10 GA so far. It's been crap. It's been dog shit for them. And I've always said that something. I always said that about Foden. He's not very consistent enough, in my opinion. He's not. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Whatever. Yeah, that's the lineup I would go with. Donnarumma in goal. Kusanov, Eleni, Ake, Eight Nore, O'Reilly, Reinders, Cherke, Foden, Haaland, Doku. Yeah, that's a very good enough lineup to get out there and get the 3 points. That's a good enough lineup to get the 3 points. But yeah, yeah, man. They keep see. That's the thing. They say that when I ask you, people think I've got an agenda against. Oh, you've got Bernardo's agenda. No, no, mate. I just demand more from Bernardo. Goals and assists, something that he used to provide. Do you know what I mean? People say, "Oh, goals and assists have never been part of his game." Anyway, that's a bunch of lies. I've already tweeted, yeah, and I'll show you what I've tweeted, yeah, to because these people, yeah, they're full of bullshit. Yeah, they're full of bullshit when it comes down to the narrative. Yeah. Oh, Bernardo's goals and assist has never been part of Bernardo's game. No, that's a lie. 17-18, which was the season we signed him, 19 GAs. 18-19, yeah, the following season, 26 GAs. Them 2 seasons, the first 2, double digit in goals and assist. 19, 20, 20 GAs, yeah, double digit assist in that season. 2021, 19 GAs. 21-22, 20 GAs. Turbo season, 15. 4 in a row season, yeah, 23-24, 22 GAs, 11 goals and 11 assists. You cannot tell me that fast forward 2 years, the guy simply cannot cross, cannot shoot. The guy can't even hit the target, cannot dribble. Bernardo Silva used to be the player that would dribble past 2-3 players at the moment of magic in the game. Do you know what I mean? Sorry. Like bring a moment of magic in games, yeah. Put a decent crosses in the box. Yeah. Remember Bernardo Silva used to shoot from outside the box, top bins. Do you know what I mean? He used to score brilliant goals, man. And you telling me that all of a sudden this version of Bernardo cannot shoot anymore? Oh, it's just because it puts a lot of effort in the pitch, it runs a lot. It's acceptable. Come on, man, what are we doing here? Yeah, if you don't expect goals and assists from Bernardo Silva, then me and you have been watching a different Bernardo Silva in the last 8 years. Because I know a different Bernardo Silva. If you don't expect Bernardo Silva to score goals and provide assists, yeah, then we've been watching the different Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva have always dropped deep in games to help out. This has always been his game. Don't give him that excuse, but his role changed. And even when he plays as a winger, he played winger against Brighton, he played winger against Napoli. Yeah. Even when he's been playing as a winger, he cannot take any man on. He cannot dribble past anyone. He cannot cross. You watch him when he was on the wing. He touch, give it back to Nunes, and Nunes has to be the one to cross. The old Bernardo Silva used to run at man. Do you know what I mean? Bro, anyway. I got a shoot now, yeah. Yeah, but come on, man. You can't tell me you don't expect James from Ronaldo. But anyway, yeah, score prediction. Drop your score prediction for tonight in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'm gonna go with 2-1 City. I think we get the win. It's not gonna be easy, but I think we'll get the win. 2-1 City. We're currently fourth in the table, so yeah, we got the win. And yeah, hope everyone has enjoyed the rest of your day. Yeah, I'll speak to you soon. I think there'll be a watch along for this game. I think Kels and Steve, they're gonna run a watch along. Make sure you tune in. I'll be on Judge Mo's channel later on. I think be at 5. But yeah, yeah, we got it in the end. Pep needs to go back to what he was working, and hopefully we can get the win tonight. And I'll be back on Thursday for another agenda show, episode 2. This time we're gonna be talking about Bernardo Silva. Now, we're gonna do a Vardio one because a lot of people seem to think I hate Vardio just because I said he's a striker, not a defender. That's just because I don't rate him as a defender, more so of a striker than a defender. They now think I hate him. So Vardio's agenda show on Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon actually. But yeah. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. And I'll see you soon.
No, nigga. How about this? How about y'all wake up, get the dick out your face, move the dick and balls out your face so you can see and realize this fucking team is put together horrible. Horrible.